welcome to a quick live stream. I hope you guys don't mind if you hear the fan on. It's quite hot today, and I really want to keep the fan on. So I hope you guys don't hear that. Okay, so how are you guys doing? Hope you guys doing okay. So I want to discuss something about, I just want to talk. I really want to talk. And I'm sitting in such an awkward position. I don't like it. I really don't like the way I'm sitting right now because it's so uncomfortable, really. You know what's really funny? I bought this chair to be more comfortable, and for some reason, I'm just worse off than I was. You know what? No, I'm slightly better. I'm slightly better. It's just that this tripod is not perfect. It's not a perfect tripod because it has the. I need to adjust the feet actually. All of this feet stuff I need to adjust. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit difficult. Uh, Anyways, I hope you guys don't mind the horrible. I hope you guys don't mind this. Okay, that's all I'm saying. There's cables everywhere. There's so much interfering, and I'm charging my phone. If I was not charging my phone, I would easily record somewhere else. Okay, it is quite hot today, so I hope you guys don't mind the fan. So let's go. We have some biscuits. We have some new biscuits we bought back on, I think Saturday. Oops. Saturday, as you can see right here. So I want to talk about Daily Wire. Brett Cooper is leaving the Daily Wire. Now, some of you guys have watched my previous live stream. You know what I'm talking about. But if you don't know, there were some rumors that Brett is leaving the Daily Wire and Jeremy is all getting angry and he's kicking people out and stuff like that. And there was so much of like news that was kind of being, you could say, falsified because sure, Brett is leaving, it's the truth, but let's be honest that a lot of people ran with the news that apparently Brett and Jeremy had a falling out, and obviously obviously we don't know what happened, so I don't know. I'm not going to say anything, but people really ran with conspiracies. They were really upset, and it's like I get you're upset about Brett, but the thing is that don't listen to some of these conspiracies because some of these conspiracies were just crazy. You know, they were like, oh my gosh, Jeremy is focused so much on the Pendragon, and it's like, yes, he's a filmmaker. He is a filmmaker. He has to worry about the film he directed. Okay, he's passionate about the Pendragon cycle because he read the books growing up. Obviously, is going to be really focused uh, on basically his movie. So it's like, yeah, he has to be focused on his movie. He has to spend so much on his movie. There is also another article I read, a recent article. It actually came out like hours ago. Um, there is a group. I think the people in charge of funding Fox want to also like merge Daily Wire together. I think that's a kind of a bad idea because I don't know how that's going to really help Daily Wire at the end. I do know that Daily Wire wants to focus a bit more on Benki next year, so something interesting might come up. Anyways, I'm not even eating my biscuits. So when I saw the box of these biscuits, I was first skeptical because I've had biscuits like this before. It was much larger. It came in various sizes, and the problem with biscuits like that was it wasn't tasty. That was back in 2017. Now this version of these biscuits, they're really small. The box makes them look big, but in reality they're so small. Like look at this one. This one's a plain biscuit. So this one I'm assuming could be custard. I'm assuming. This one is chocolate chip. Love it. This one I never had before. I'm guessing it's going to be really hard. I don't like really hard biscuits. I mean, all of them are hard, but this one is like a sandwich. It's going to be really hard to bite. Um, So yeah, these might be my new favorite biscuits because it's quite diverse, quite chocolatey. There's so many types of these, and I really like them. Unfortunately, they get finished so quickly because they're so tiny. So now I wonder if Daily Wire is going to continue with Snow White. I wonder. I mean, I'm sure they can still continue with Snow White even if Brett Cooper isn't there. They can get another actress. There's so many actresses that can fill that role of Snow White. Daily Wire will happily replace her. But I just don't like the conspiracies surrounding Daily Wire right now because many people will say, "Oh well, the company is just evil and stuff like that." Then you have other people who say, "Hey, this isn't how the Daily Wire works. It's slightly different." Okay, maybe there was some disagreements Brett and Jeremy had, but a lot of people were running with this false news that Jeremy is just ruthless and he's obsessed with the Pendragon cycle. As I said earlier, it's his movie. He's directing it. He's one of the directors working on the movie. It makes sense for him to be obsessed over something like that. Um, anyways, um, anyways, so if you guys read my post on my community tab, you know what's going on. I've noticed there is still a fistula in my mouth, which that's why I went surgery, why I went to have surgery because of the fistula, and it seems that there's a smaller one that survived, or it's a new one. I'm assuming it's a new one because I'm guessing there were stitches on that specific spot, but maybe not all of it was cleaned. The dental surgeon had to drill on my bone because it was really infected. So I have to go again, and I never made any appointment yet. But that's why I made that YouTube post because I was so afraid. I was so scared of of not getting anything done and not having enough money. So um, obviously, I made that post to really calm myself down. So I'll see what I can do, save enough money, and get it out quickly because it's quite small. My old fistula used to be like really big. Now it's like quite. This one is quite small. So let's hope we get rid of it before it grows big. Also, I've been having stomach issues for the past few weeks now. Almost seems like a month actually. I've been having stomach issues. Um, so maybe when the fistula is sorted, I can also get my stomach sorted out too. I don't know how much a colonoscopy costs. That's the thing. I don't know how much that costs because I'm having problems with that. So hopefully things just work out. You know. Also, we'll just see what we can do. Really, that's why I'm rushing with my book. And speaking of book, I just want to ask you guys something. I know I'm currently working on a fantasy book, but I also want to ask you guys, what about like satire? You know, if I were to work on something satirical, would people enjoy it? Would you guys enjoy it? So, yeah, I just really hope um, I get to work on two different books at least. Um, what are you trying to satirize? I would say just everything, everything, everything. It'll obviously be fiction, but I just want to make like fun of everything. Um, I don't know if I'll start with that book or if I'll just go with a horror book. But I feel like I want to do something different. You know, because I want. Excuse me. Sorry. When you eat biscuits and talk, it really hurts your throat. Um, I want to at least do two different genres right now. Just post different genres to make some extra money because if I just post, like two of the same books, then it isn't going to make enough money. If I work on the same genre but two different books, it will make some money definitely, but I want to try two different things. I don't know. I really don't know. I feel so undecided. At the same time, I also feel like I should just stick with doing something that's fantasy and doing then something that's like satirical or maybe horror. But we'll see how things go because not everything is going to be perfect. I had no idea I'm going to have a fistula still in my mouth. I had no idea that's going to happen. But here I am sitting with a fistula in my mouth. So all I want to say is that you don't really know when life is going to take you to a different direction. So I just want to be prepared, I just want to be prepared for that. Um, so yeah, honestly, my fantasy are just going to be for, well, all of my books are going to be from young adults and older, or maybe just like you could say tween age and older, because I think that's like a better age. Um, because I can't just write like 1 year old and 2 year old stuff. I can't do that. Maybe older children like 8, 9, 10, I can write, but I cannot write for like babies. I can't do that. It's something that I just can't do. I'm just not a fan of writing such complex books. Um, so I would like to write something for just, you could say, older children and up. Um, so yeah, I'll just work on my books and see what goes on. Hopefully, the books get enough people to read, because I just want to get my books out there. At least start off, earn some money, earn something at least, because these things cost a lot of money. These surgeries cost, not surgeries. Well, the first thing is a surgery, yes, and I was given a discount because of my heart problem, um, but everything else, like if I have to go and get a colonoscopy, it's gonna cost some money, and obviously I don't have that much, so I have to at least think of my health first. Then, then of course, um, I'll just keep working on newer and newer books. So I am gonna publish on Amazon Kindle. I was thinking of also publishing on other platforms, but right now I should withhold that um, because it's just more cheaper to get proof copies sent to you. So, for example, if I write something on Amazon and publish it, and I need a proof copy, I can easily get it at a really interesting price. If my book is like $8, I'm gonna get it at the print price. So I can order as many as I can and just look at the books and see if everything is in order. Then I can publish. Uh, whereas other websites, they cost a lot of money just to ship them to you. That's the bigger problem. So yeah, also Amazon connects straight to your bank account now. Before you have to use a different pay method, and now they send the money right to your account, which is great because it's going to be hard to really sign into all of these different like payment processes. So hopefully everything is like works well, and when I earn money, I get it straight to my account. That would be amazing. I'm just starting to learn about taxes. It's kind of hard to understand all the tax stuff. So yeah. Okay. So today is the 11th. I can't believe the days are going so slow. I noticed this year was extremely slow. It reminds me of 2022, how the days were really slow. Last year went like that. It was so quick. And that's kind of the problem. It's like time is just so fast sometimes it's just too slow. And I like it when it's slow. You could really enjoy all of the goodness and all of the badness. Unfortunately, there's too much badness. So yeah, I really plan to get some at least two books out first. I want to continue at least publishing some books, at least a few books, even if it's just comic books every month or so. I really hope I get some stuff done. I feel like the comics will be even better because um, it's just going to be visual gags. It's going to be much more fun than writing, like, you could say, like 100 pages of content, you know? Um, yeah, I can't really just publish one frame of comic. I have to like have at least, you could say, like 25 pages of various stories taking place. I can have a set of characters, and for every 3 panels or 5 panels, I can I can have a separate story. That would be really cool. I know some people like stories where obviously it's just like really epic, but sometimes for some comics you just want to do it simplex. You don't want to add too much to it. If I have a comedy comic book, obviously it's going to be like 3 frames. When my brother and I were young, we used to practice making comic books, and my brother would draw. He was much better at drawing. He's still better at drawing than me. He would draw the comics, and I would like have some of the ideas too. Even he had some ideas, but I also had some ideas, and the comics used to be so funny. That was the amazing part about comics when we drew them when we were small. Unfortunately, he threw them all away, so we don't have any record of it, which really sucks because those comics were so good. All right, the next biscuit we have is this one. It looks like a birthday cake. It's basically like an oat biscuit. That's what it tastes like, with chocolate, with really good chocolate. So I think comic books will be great. You could have like a 25-page comic book, and a lot of people will like that. So I will just work on comic books, novels, keep working on those things until I have enough money to buy better equipment. Then I can at least start with other types of content too. But I'll still stick with novels and comic books. All different types of formats are just different ways of storytelling. So I don't want to ignore novels. I don't want to ignore comic books. I want to use all formats if I can and just make a lot of good entertainment. Okay, another bite. This one is really good. It's really, really good. So I won't mind having some stories that some comic books that are like this. I won't mind if I have comic books like this. You know, like this. Asterix and Obelix stuff. Like the Asterix and Obelix books. Um, they they have a beginning, middle, and end all in one book, and then the next book it's a different adventure. I won't mind doing stuff like this, but I need to create some really cool characters in order to fill that role, because obviously I just don't want characters people aren't interested in, you know. So I have to create some interesting characters, and on the first um, comic book, it has to be great. Um, so yeah, I have to for comic books. I feel like it's going to be much more expensive to print, but also I have to make multiple copies to really understand the paper quality, because it's hard for me to understand paper quality for illustrated content. For book stuff, like for novels, just plain words, it's more easier and there'll be less changes. But for comics, you really want that good quality. So here's a funny story. Just a few days ago, I was working on an idea that was really funny, and I thought maybe this could be for, you could say, a small comic book series. I don't know, maybe something else. I don't know. It's about a trans chicken. Sounds weird, right? Uh, but I just thought, you know what, that would be really cool. Really cool to have like a funny satire. That would be fantastic. But obviously, it's like, I don't know. I don't even know at this point. I don't want to, think too far ahead. Maybe I can just think of the developmental stages, and maybe that story could be like the epic adventure story, you know. And then I can just have other types of comics that are quite small and they're just random comics. I hope I'm making sense. It's just really hard to say stuff without showing so much. So let's start with this one. So far, I'm gonna assume this one is like an oat biscuit and it's gonna be really hard. Yep, really hard. So, yeah, I will try my best to get things done as quick as possible, just so the books can get finished. Now, I will sell my books possibly on two formats, digital and physical, but that might change. I might stick to one just for now, and then maybe later I might change my mind too. So all I'm saying is I just don't know about the format stuff. Um, but we will see what happens. I can't really plan ahead because nothing happens. Anytime I say I want to do something today, then you know what happens? My entire timetable gets clogged by so much of pointless antics. So I might as well just not focus too much on planning which format I will choose, because I feel like if I stick on a specific format, then time comes and I might end up going with the opposite. So I'm just gonna say undecided for now. Anyways, bye.